which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I don't see Ryan yet. Oh. I see we have the town of Huron fire contract. Trent, is there anything that we have to do with that at this point other than sign it, right?
Just sign it, yeah, they, accepted it before you joined the team and didn't sign it.
Okay. Chris, you're up.
Sweet. We'll have it done to the board. Doing leaves, getting plow trucks ready for the not gonna snow this winter, what everybody tells me. Looking to do new Christmas lights for Main Street.
Okay.
The banners will be coming down probably this week, next week.
Chris, speaking of leaves, and I got it on my list here to talk about. Notice a lot of people putting their leaves in the road.
Good times, huh?
Yeah.
I did speak with the people on Wright that did it,
Okay,
and
that was one of them.
Tony's, whatever, next to Tony's parents' house, I talked to that guy last Friday.
West Main Street today,
Across from Brian and,
on the corner of River and West Main,
okay, cause
the white place.
I stopped and individuals, there was actually blowing his leaves out there across from Brian and Diana's.
Leak blowed him to the edge. Thought he was gonna have these guys suck him up, and then went out there with the riding mower and cut him up and blew him in the road.
Which then in turn ends up in our storm.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
On the storm drains.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it, and then, you get an 80-degree day in November, and there's motorcycles out there, and it's not good. We don't allow grass. We sure don't want
No,
leaves. So,
we'd rather they don't do grass. I wouldn't say we don't allow it.
Well-
It happens every day.
shouldn't. We try to stop them. All right. Well, thank you for taking a proactive approach.
Yeah.
If you need to mention it to Kevin and have him go knock on a door, or if you need to mail a letter out of the office, because it's in between the sidewalk and the road. That's where they go. I know you have to deal with it all the time. I just noticed it like this year it's been
Worse than
yeah.
yours.
Well, we've had a pretty decent fall and a lot of them getting out raking more than we did the previous year.
Yeah. They're just not putting them in the right spot. So
They're advancing.
yeah. Okay. Thank you. I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's about all I got.
Okay. Tommy, you're up.
Okay, pump stations are all good. I just had Fran hand you a quote. We've been having an issue with the number 2 pump for a while now. When it starts up,
How fitting.
what's that?
Number 2 pump.
Number 2 pump, yeah. But it rattles, like, it sounds like the impeller's loose. Once it starts pumping, it's fine. Tim and I pulled that pump again today, and it just so happened that Rick Hoffman stopped in on his way through today. It's got a bad bearing in it. So it's gonna have to be pulled out and sent out to Batavia to be rebuilt again.
They give you a lead time on it, Tommy?
He didn't, it was sort of a quick thing. Everything happened so fast today. I can step out and try to call him when we're through.
Well, no, we need to get it done. I mean, it's just that last one we had was down quite a long time.
Yeah,
So I just kind of like to have an idea,
yep.
more so for our sense of how long that pump's going to be down.
Right, he recommended on the quote, it's $3,000 some odd
$3,080.
dollars. Yep, he recommended maybe going 3,500 and if they have to replace the mechanical seal, you're looking at a few $100. And to be honest, we just replaced that, but I think I would replace it again. You know, if you're gonna put new bearings in it and have the motor rebuilt, but that's up to you guys.
I'd like them to come up with a bearing that lasts longer than they do, honestly. I mean, so both of these pumps, this is gonna be the second go-around to put bearings.
It's gonna be the second go-around for this pump. Yep. So,
Well, the unfortunate part is we have to have it. So we need a motion for Plan Tech support.
I make a motion to approve Plantech support invoice number 110121, not to exceed $3,500 for the rebuild of the pump.
Any further discussion on favor?
okay, pump stations are doing good, so that's about it.
Any foreseen issues with the wet wells when they got all cleaned out?
No, actually, it wasn't, they said it wasn't as bad, but Ed and I just pulled the transducer out, a month before they come, Ed, and cleaned it. It gets wrapped up with mop heads and it gets bad. But no, all the air reliefs are done, wet wells are all clean.
Okay.
So,
All right, Ed.
Alrighty. Got a defective turbidimeter, needs to be replaced. Got a quote here to replace it with a TU 5300 and add it to the service contract agreement that we just got passed through last board meeting, for a total of $54.70. Again, it's a necessity, no other choice.
I agree, we have to have it to operate.
Make a motion to approve the hot quote.
Upper left.
Yes, 101115491V4, the amount of $5,470.
Any further discussion on favor? Anything else?
Getting ready to do our sanitary survey here, probably in the next 3 to 4 weeks. The Department of Health, the springs have died off a little bit more. Get about 40 gallons a minute coming in, so roughly 50 to 55,000 a day. So we get everything else comes from the lake. And I've been operating off of that strainer pit in the confined space down there because the lake level is so low. Trying to save us some time. So
Yeah, water's down.
it's not
Say how far they dropped it already?
no, but I would have to suspect. I don't know what the level is. I didn't look what the Corps of Engineers has a level at, but I would have to suspect in the last month and a half, it's gone down a foot. I mean, the culvert pipes and stuff on Westport Bay Road on Port Bay are, except for Wires One, are all exposed. I mean, you can practically 244.26. People have got an extra 3-4 feet of property now before it hits the water line.
And push that break wall out.
Yeah. Other than that, it's business as usual. Meters are almost done. We did do a couple of shut-offs. We've reached out to people several times with no response. So the only way to get their attention was to turn them off. For the most part, we had good success between Eva reaching out and myself of getting monies collected for overdues. And believe Fran has some other things related to that for later on.
Yeah, so, next up we have 3 outside water customer bills outside the village, and then the past due water and sewer accounts.
Yeah, when I first sent you the packet, there was 4, but, between Ed and Eva, they were able to cut down one of them. So it's down to 3 people who we haven't received payments in a while and they're outside. So we have to decide what we want to do to move forward.
Okay, more to come with that.
What we want to do.
I also have, account number 25010, who was on the agenda to come last month, but was unable to come. He's still seeking payment arrangements. They weren't today, right, Eva?
No, they were in last week,
Last week, and we did get an
$50,
additional
just $50.
$50. Okay, so bringing the total to 221.11.
They were supposed to come again tonight.
No, he called and he wanted to do something over the phone with the board. And I said, we don't have that. I said, so I'll reach out and have someone see if someone can reach you or not. So I gave it directly to our water commissioner.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, you're welcome. He had a hip
I was just
replacement.
gonna make it monthly, but yeah. I'm good with the number. Okay, I make a motion to make payment arrangements for account 25010 for $100 a month until current. So for the remainder, 221.11.
Second.
Any further discussion, all in favor?
Can you call them? Thank you.
The total amount is how much?
221.11 is the balance.
Okay. September 2024 monthly color audit.
Make a motion to approve the September 2024 court audit in the amount of $2,226.
Second.
Any further discussion, all in favor?
Can I back up a little bit for the outstanding water?
Mhm.
I just want to recognize Ed and Eva because the last month it was at 34,926, and now it's the total past due or outstanding is 19,550. But if you take out these 3 that we brought to the board, vacant properties, and what we have on payment, we actually have 4,600 outstanding. So they did a great job, I think, working together to try to get that down there.
Thanks, guys.
Gold star.
Gold
So
star.
I'm on the side, guys.
You get a gold star every day.
You're the best. That's why I gave you everything.
Yeah, well, sorry, sure.
I know, right? You want a gold star, Chris?
You can tell she's new.
I know, right?
All right, possible website makeover, ARPA. I think that's a good idea, Fran.
So I gave you guys 2 different estimates. One is from who we have now, and then one is from Jack Roberts. And Jack also sent us like a dummy sample.
Yep.
Basically, what.
Can you make it so it's not hooked to the Village of Red Creek?
Yep.
Well, if we
Yep.
stay with who we are, they're working on it anyway. But the one that Jack put together.
Option 2 is Jack. Do you pick up what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the one that you sent that I looked through that you had set up there, they look fine.
Is that like pump 2?
Well,
That's up to
no, we're not going down that rabbit hole.
Pump 2 caused a lot of havoc today. 2 pump 2s.
So my thought was if we decide to do a revamp on it, that we could use the ARPA funds.
Yep. I think it's a fantastic idea.
I make a motion to hire Robert's Websites to construct a new website for the Village of Wolcott.
Second that.
in the amount of $3,100. Does that include the first year?
Yes.
$3,100.
Dave seconded?
Yeah.
Yep.
Any further discussion, all in favor?
Thank you, Jack, for submitting that for us.
Absolutely.
And on that note, we have to get on procuring a .gov domain.
Okay,
Next step done, we get on that.
okay, sounds good.
Approve prepayment of, Nysillar annual invoice. Yeah.
Yep.
Ouch, is an understatement.
If we pay in December, we get a discount.
Okay, I make a motion. How are they separated?
It's by police and then it's by everybody else.
Alright, I make a motion to approve the general New York State local and retirement system to be prepaid in the amount of $53,489.
Second.
Any further discussion, all in favor?
I make a motion to approve the retirement for the police department in the amount of $12,262.
Second.
Any further discussion, all in favor? Obligate, final ARPA funds.
So in a bunch of this, I gave you guys, even looked up some prices for some tents.
What's the cutoff date we gotta have that done for, Fran?
Everything's gonna be obligated by December 31st. So I either have to have a PO or some kind of work order or something. And then it's also, the estimate to do the roof on the pavilion too.
We do have an estimate for it?
Right there, I know.
Oh.
I got it at 4:30.
Perfect. I can cross that off.
So we have, so there's cedar shakes that are on there. We have two different quotes. One, obviously shingle type difference. So one is to replace what's there with a shingle, which is 8,000, and one with cedar is 16,900. Now, actually, there's three.
It was your third one?
Well, underneath it, so you got a hand split cedar shake installation, which is the thicker one, 16.9, and then you have a red or white cedar, which is a smaller, and that's 13,000. So you got 8, 13, and 16.
Does anybody have any idea when that was replaced last? Tom,
Where's that?
the roof for the gazebo?
I don't know if it's ever been replaced.
I've been here 30 years and can't remember anybody doing that. It's been a long time.
And mind you, we did for the Strawberry Festival, not this last one, the one prior, when we brought it back, we had it, when it was painted, we had the roof also recoated. But that was a temporary just because of the shape that they were getting into.
You wouldn't want to go steel.
So the question came about in general conversation is that do we keep the appeal of what it currently is?
Gotcha.
More of a historical nature of what it's at, hence the cedar that's on there.
But they have all.
But we have an option of two different cedars and one going with a shingle roof.
Do you have to do anything to the cedar after it's up there? Do you have to paint it in 5 years, seal it in 2?
I haven't got a clue what, like I said, that's the first time I've seen the quote was today, so
What are they curling up or?
they're just rotting off.
30 years is pretty good.
I'm gonna say longer than that.
Longer than that because I don't ever remember it being done. The little,
I think the difference is that, it being outside, it isn't like a home where the inside's warm during the winter, so you have a condensation barrier that's constantly pushing against the roof. So if it's 100 out, it's 100 out. If it's 20 out, it's 20. So maybe that's why it lasted.
when John Munson was here, when we did the stuff in the park, when we built the observation deck, if you look on them two things, I'm pretty sure we put cedar shingles on them. So John hasn't been here in how many years? So if you went and looked at them, it might give you an idea.
I think
What's-
you
Down
can
to the
get,
park or 10.
Yeah, down in the park.
The falls
The
are.
pavilion is, yeah.
I think
Not the pavilion. There's a little kiosk on the observation deck. That. I'm pretty sure that's got cedar
We can get
shingles on
some additional, because we said we don't have to do this until December.
Right. I think you got a composite that looks like cedar. Might be something to think about.
I thought they were gonna give us that information too.
Well, that's not what we have here. So, like I said, those are the first estimates tonight that I've seen on it. I'm not opposed to a composite either.
Something that looks like cedar.
30-foot rule.
Looks like cedar from 30 foot away.
Yeah.
what's the sun date on something like that?
Not my wheelhouse, honestly.
Great.
Okay. But we'll get the additional estimates and then we'll.
I've seen a couple of composite decks. They looked great when they were first put in, and it's been like 10 years, and
The red's pink.
they're getting faded.
Oh my God, I have it at home. I'd like to go buy it.
Okay, so back to that though, so we do have that estimate for the roofs. You mentioned tents for the ARPA funds.
That's right here. For the tenants.
Yeah.
I got a copy.
And did you also got the ones for the barbecue pits, or did you get them ordered?
You haven't given me a response on that yet.
I told you the one that I liked.
But I sent you a picture saying this is what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was the one. So anyway, so we were looking at 2 or 3 additional barbecue pits for down to the Falls Park. So it's they're rectangle and they got the grates, so you can grab them on the outside and pick them up and adjust them. And see what kind of raging tire fire they get down there. I don't know.
I tell you, that park has been busy.
Yes, it has.
Last week there was household garbage and cans down there.
Doesn't surprise me in the least.
Me neither, really. It is the first
That's why I
time
got
I've
rid
seen
of the dumpster at the hotel. Half of what was in there didn't belong to me. Just, hey, there's a dumpster. I guess I can just put my stuff in.
Get the name and address of people.
I didn't dig through it, Bob.
Troopers do.
They, good for them.
So I got a little project for you though, because this will be part of the ARPA thing. Also because Misty's asked multiple times. So I did take a stroll back down to the park. Spent a lot of time in that park this year. So I agree with Misty to pull the wooden ballards out that are down there and then put the cut stone, I'm gonna call it.
Holders?
Yes. So count how many you gotta have, dimension wise. I think the ones that I looked up, they were like 2 foot tall by like 2.5 feet wide or 3 feet wide or something like that. But, whether you can get them through Dolomite or Hanson or whatever it is now, Heidelberg, I'm not sure.
They got a whole pile of them in the plank, redoing the breach there.
And Chris, I do have a few that are as big as that desk, if you guys want
Oh yeah, you can keep them.
them. You don't want them? Okay.
So count how many we gotta pluck out down there, and then I think they would look good stationed around there. And then maybe we'll tighten it up a little bit so we don't have cars driving out there.
Quite as much traffic on the yard.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to walk down.
I'm gonna have to walk. I walk there every Friday to get the garbage, Bob.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We did. The yard did get fixed from the The automobile, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kevin was there first thing the next morning, had grabbed some rakes and some grass seed.
And the person do it, right?
Fantastic.
I didn't even hear about that.
You're the part.
Yeah, it was donut day.
It's the second time I've
We'll do it
Yes.
online, 'cause that's fine.
And it's been rectified and the perpetrators were
I didn't hear
caught.
about that.
All right, let's move on to past minutes, October 22nd, public hearing.
Make a motion to approve the October 22nd.
second.
Any further discussion on favor? October 22nd, department head meeting.
Make a motion to approve the October 22nd department.
Second.
Abstract number 6.
Make a motion to approve abstract number 6 in the amount of $164,438.45.
Second.
Any further discussion on favor? Okay, resolutions, 2024-27, modification of water rates.
Make a motion to approve abstract number, resolution number 2024-27.
Second.
Any further discussion on favor?
Aye.
2024-28, modification of sewer rates.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2024-28.
Second.
Any further discussion on favor? 2024-29, unallocated taxes to the county.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2024-29.
Second.
Any further discussion on favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2024-30, water budget modification.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2024-30.
I second that.
Any further discussion on favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2024-31, correct to modified budget for fire truck state aid.
I second that.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2024-31.
Good.
Misty?
Second that.
Any further discussion on favor? Facility use
First day on the
request.
job.
Make a motion to approve the facilities use request for 11/11/24.
Good thing you approved that one.
Dan and I did that on our own last week.
Any further discussion on favor?
Aye.
Who
Okay.
seconded it? See, thank you.
Okay, so, moving along, because, all right, so we've had this multitude of things transpire since the last meeting. We're gonna start with Eastport Bay Road.
Are you gonna do the last one?
What do we got?
Trees.
Where?
Facilities use number 41.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Make a motion to approve facilities use request from 11/24 to 1/4 for the Festival of Trees.
Yeah, is that letter in there, Fran?
Who seconded it?
I second that.
So can I, 1 second on this though. So they asked, the Historical Society asked if anybody from the village wanted to decorate the tree that they normally decorate for the village, or if we wanted them to do it. So if any employees want to do it, we just gotta let Karen know. And can you ask Bob about the tree to the Boy Scout, please? Thank you. Oh, the one from
Yeah.
I think there's Eva sent something.
Okay, so this is from
The brother.
the brother of the gentleman that went missing from the Family Dollar. And so it was addressed to the Village of Wolcott. It says, "Hi everyone, the brother of the missing man, the one that went missing from the Family Dollar, called yesterday. It was the anniversary of his disappearance. He wanted to let everyone know that him and his family really appreciate the village's support during a difficult time. He let me know that him and his family will be back at some point to hang more flyers and help spread the word. He appreciated and continued support and commented how nice the hotel was. We helped him out a bunch when he was there. And I told him if anything he needed to further search, but to give you a little insight of what happened. So he came into town. They had met with a medium, and that individual had said that they felt that he was over near the cemetery and the Falls Park. So he was going to take off that day and go down through there. And I says, let me know just give me an idea where you're at. And I'm not comfortable you being in that gully by yourself. And he ended up trying to get down the bank from the cemetery side, is what I ended up finding out at a later time.
Yes.
So I says, again, if you just let me know where you're going. I let law enforcement know that there was a gentleman down there, but if by chance he came up missing or fell or whatnot, because he was really not familiar with the terrain. So he came back and after that and understood what we were getting at, how treacherous it was to go down that side. So if they come back, I told them, we'll assist you in any way that you need and go from there. So that is that.
Did they ever find him?
No. No, not yet. Okay, so now we'll go to Eastport Barrows. We've had an array of issues that have transpired from tractor trailer trucks coming up Eastport Barrows, and they have now knocked the barrier wall down twice within a month's time.
Within a week.
I'll give it a little bit. So the second truck was a doozy. He didn't knock as much as the wall down, but we got him down at down by Westport Bay Road, and he had actually pretty much torn all the wheels off the right side of the trailer when he finally decided to stop. So I reached out to the egg farm. I talked to, first off, I called George Benz, which is an engineer that I've had a contact with there during other things that had been going on. And asked him who I needed to talk to. So he got me in touch with Nicole Mastrangelo, and I talked to her and gave her the names of the trucks that have been coming up through there, and asked, she did confirm that they do have the dedicated route, which is in fact 104 to Lawville Road, Furnace to Wadsworth. So that hasn't changed on their end. The issue is that these guys are not following that, especially the outside carriers, and they're just putting in the GPS, and that's where it's putting them, is on Eastport Barrow. So she was gonna put an email out and contact some individuals, and as my understanding is right now, Mr. Gao has called the office multiple times, and he has gotten us the names of the trucks that still continue to come up on a daily basis or throughout the week. So I'm gonna reach out to him again and give them the names, because that was the biggest thing at that point. At least I could reach out to them and say, hey, this was the name of the truck. This was the name of the truck. Can you reach out to these trucking companies and make them aware? Because maybe it's a consistent cycle that they're using for vendors.
Yeah.
But it's I knew it wasn't gonna be an overnight thing, but we're still working at it to try to get that taken care of.
There's no weight limit on that road, right?
Well, I did mention to him when we talked about it before, the board can decide and put our permits on Wadsworth and Eastport, and then it's a restricted road.
Mhm.
I don't really want it to come to that. I would like to them just have their vendors follow the route that they should be taking, honestly.
Yeah.
So we're still working at that, and like I said, thanks to Mr. Gao for getting us the information, because actually I was there that night for the second one, and I was taking pictures, and he pulled up and he gave me the name of the truck, so I went out 89, I went all facets of the village, and then found him at Westport. And sure enough, that was him. So, Ryan's not here, but I will tell you, so I talked to Ryan this morning. So, interesting enough, I had to make a phone call. And so, as the fire department we have right now, we have the Quint, okay? And oddly enough, Clifton Springs is pulling their platform. They have a 100-foot tower, and they are asking $25,000 for that truck. So I had Ryan reach out to the chief there today, and they did say they had several departments that inquired about it prior to us. However, if nothing happens or whatever, they'll reach out to us. But so that's something that we're somewhat interested in. But again, it was that's quite an apparatus.
Can imagine.
Weighing in at 74,000.
That sounds big.
Pretty much. So we'll see where that goes. Other than that, everything everything else I have is contractual for executive. So, moving on. Misty, you have anything to do?
Nope, no, wait a minute, I put the stuff on the list of Kristen on it, we have to make a decision on it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this one.
It's outside of the folder, I think.
Right, we do got a decision on that.
So did you find the viable paths? Is that what the end discussion was? For this partnership program?
Yeah, it was for, I wanted to do the crosswalks, whatever was like the cheapest way to go. Cause you only have like 8,000, and you have to pay it back.
Yeah, pay it back.
So you gotta pay it and then they pay you.
Yeah,
It's
We
a
gotta put
reimbursement,
that over.
reimbursement grant.
So is the partnership for the 8,000, is that what it is? And just the crosswalks then?
Yes, I believe that's what
I
it was.
thought she recommended crosswalks, bike racks,
Like, the bike fix it rack or whatever.
Right.
crosswalk down by the
Station.
library, cross,
A
or,
ramp for
Yeah.
the island out by the redemption
Yeah.
center so that the garbage can be handicap accessible.
Yes. I forgot you wrote that.
Say that one more time?
You know the island by the redemption center?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
got a tree and a garbage can?
Yeah.
It's not
It's not
handicap
handicap
accessible.
accessible.
A garbage can.
She said she
Are we
kind
talking
of.
about the one that the trash can is right next to the curb?
Yes.
Where are you putting the ramp?
In the
This
center,
is
in the
your
middle,
thing, never
side to make it, I don't know, I think she was just using it as an example,
yeah, it's just an example.
but yes.
She
So it's
had-
more
yeah.
handicapped accessible.
Yeah, we hand out folders to everybody, but we get you right here.
I'm open to the program if we get our return. That's not a problem.
They said it cost them like, what, $40,000 to put in 500 or 800 feet of sidewalk and lines.
Yes.
That's why they said
How much?
$40,000 to put in.
500 and some change,
Yeah.
whatever William Street is.
William Street is where the school is.
I
Do you
think
know the
that's
school,
where,
you know what school is in Lyons?
yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong starting out small and working your way up, so, I mean, I think it's worth doing a project with them.
I think so.
Isn't that like $9,000 a foot?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Wow.
It was ridiculous, it was a ridiculous amount, yeah.
That diamond just didn't.
And we have
Anti-skid.
an $8,000 budget.
Doesn't have to be shelled or salted.
So yes, it's recommended crosswalk down by the library. Dog cleanup things.
Yeah, she recommended, yes, like the,
There was just stuff that was recommended.
It's a shitty subject.
They got no problem putting them in the cans now.
But we
Give
have,
it a tag.
we have to do, they
would you
wanted
rather
an answer
step
last
on
month,
dog
but
shit?
we didn't come up with an answer last
Other
month.
than
so
when we
need
do
to get
leaves,
that
I
done.
don't hardly ever
Okay.
step on
I
that.
don't know how the board feels, but I'm open to partnering.
Yeah, yeah, truck.
As long as we get the payback on it.
So Misty's the lead, right?
Christine Chris.
Just get some
So she
orders.
said that she wanted this done like the last, when she met us, which gosh, when was it? It was before
Yeah, this is
meeting.
before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and I told her. we have
She was supposed to meet with her boss like the next day or something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's, here we are. I mean, it's, you know, if you wanna work with us, we'll partner up and we'll do a project with you.
Okay.
I make a motion to partner with Finger Lakes Community Action to utilize an $8,000, up to $8,000 grant.
Second.
Any further discussion on favor? What you got, Missy?
I don't have anything at this time.
Marshall?
Did you get an answer on Christmas lights, Chris?
Yeah, I'm still working on it.
Yeah, we talked about it too.
Oh, okay, you know, because he asked me about it, I told him we had the truck with the color guy.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think you can call them that anymore, Bob.
We talked about this.
We're going later.
No.
The lights.
Yes.
Jeez.
He's messing with you.
You'd have heard, you would have got it if you were in the truck with me.
Okay, the sign out on Ridge in 104, is that our project?
What?
Tree fell on it.
Yeah, oh, I know it did.
Somebody, well, I think Tim
Did you
told
get it
me.
tuned up today?
Somebody cleaned the tree all up.
Yeah.
Tree's gone.
Tree's gone.
It's a Lions Club, I think, isn't it? They're
I think Eric got there.
Tim said
Oh, Eric?
we put that up, so I didn't know if we were.
Tim did say that he was part of putting it up
Okay. Well,
originally.
ironically, it's funny how that, we were just having a conversation previous meeting about that sign.
Mm-hmm.
So,
For a new LED.
oh yeah, solar.
So,
Yeah. Welcome. So it's, I was gonna reach out to Pilot Graphics on that, so if you can get me the dimension of how long it has to be, maybe we can get something new made up and
yeah.
we can apply that with some ARPA funding as well.
for that sign out there on Route 4 you're talking about.
Well, we'll do both. We'll do
That's what we're
Lion
talking about,
Ridge, too.
okay.
Yeah, I'll get some numbers tomorrow.
I like it.
That's all I have.
Daniel,
No, I had 3 things and we covered all 3.
Dave,
Just the statement on the banners, Chris kind of handled that a little bit. They're coming down at your convenience, hopefully by the end of the month.
Yeah.
We'll store them until springtime, have them up before Memorial Day. And
Yep.
the company that does them, they are open to doing more. So if somebody wants to do a banner to be put up in the spring, they can do that now. They can order it now. We'll store it until spring and then put it up.
oh, it's pretty apparent it was pretty well received.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and did you look at that tree on?
Yeah, it's,
Cemetery.
Yeah,
he'll be getting it
approved.
shortly.
Okay.
It's on his list now.
Okay. It's needed to come down for quite a few years, I think.
Yeah, she's on the list.
Okay.
All right, time for the public. Man,
I don't have.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
The paint.
I don't want an ostrich. I don't want any roosters.
I don't know what to tell you about that, but I guess if it's on social media, it must be true,
I
right?
know, right?
What was
The
it about?
paint that you use for the 5K,
Yeah,
it ain't disappearing.
it's temporary paint.
I thought it was going to be chalk.
It's temporary paint.
Yeah, well, I remember our conversation. It was chalk,
Chalk.
and then I don't remember temporary paint, but I was like, this isn't disappearing anytime soon. So I was just curious what it was because I was
I
like,
think it's
this
still sitting on
definitely
my
isn't
porch.
chalk. Huh?
I think the can is still sitting on my porch. I'll have to look. I'll read it.
It's got some staying time.
Yeah,
for,
I mean, the one in front of my house is almost gone, and I haven't even touched it.
I was just, it's out there and I got people asking about what's on the sidewalk too, so.
Yeah, well, that was because like when you did the sidewalks,
Hmm.
you know, it's like they're like, "What's this mark for in a sidewalk?" And I didn't.
oh,
know.
if you don't know, we can't tell you.
Well, I didn't know. I remember you originally talking about doing the street, you know, but then I was like, "Oh shit, it must have ran down the sidewalk down this section."
Probably down
Yeah.
downtown.
Yeah, so that was, and then I went out and I looked. I was like, "Oh yeah, there's one here in the curb, and there's another one, and there's another one." I'm scuffing on it. And I'm like, "This is a little more
Pretty good chalk.
pretty." Yeah.
But people still got lost on that course.
It's well received now.
So, and speaking of that, so, because I know that, because you headed up the 5K, so we had gotten some things from our insurance company, and Fran has it also, that they added a whole bunch of recommendations to municipalities hosting 5Ks. So if we decide to do this again, we'll get together and give you all the things that the insurance company is suggesting to do such.
Whole bunch of hoops to jump through.
I'm not going to call it hoops. I mean, a lot of it is just like you had mentioned, hydration, for example. More safety officers, so to speak, on the streets, you know, for public safety. No tripping hazards. There's probably a good 15, 20 lines that are on that document. You know, so it was like, so it's, I mean, it's definitely worth reading, and I'm sure, the insurance company is, obviously erring on the side of caution, so no one gets hurt, but, they had quite a bit of information in that.
I mean, sounds like most of it so far was common sense stuff that should be done anyway.
That's the key thing these days now.
So that's what common, right? Any chance you could send it to me, Fran, just what they recommended for that?
Yeah, so it was an interesting read, but I get it what they're looking at for sure.
They're really good about giving us guidelines on anything we want, like when we were looking at the ice rink.
Mhm.
Like when I first started, they said, here's what we recommend, what we don't recommend, and then what our festivals and stuff like that, they just, whatever we can work with.
Yeah, so it's like I said, just more so to cover everybody and keep the runners safe.
Sure.
You got anything?
No.
Jack?
I'm good. I'm good.
Tommy?
3 weeks
3 weeks?
turnaround time.
That's better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, you said they're starting to slow down a little bit. So.
We got to take it there.
Nope, he's gonna come out because he has to unwire the VFD.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'll keep sending alarms. So he'll come down and take it and bring it back.
How much is a new pump?
40, 50 grand.
Yeah, they're no cheap date.
Maybe.
The upside is they're serviceable, but they just, you shouldn't have bearings failing like they do. Not that, I mean, these pumps run all the time, obviously, but you wouldn't think that they would be failing like they do.
Is that our pump, the number 3?
No, number 2 is, 1 or 2 are ours.
I've got to look.
County does.
It's only been about 4 years.
One thing regarding those shingles, typically a shake shingle, you don't typically see, maybe seal them every once in a while. They're meant to be, they need to breathe.
Okay.
So, just from a painter's aspect.
Well, like I said, that when we had when we started the Strawberry Festival back up, when we had that painted, because the shape of the roof, we had them put a cedar type color on there just to get it.
Right, a lot of times when
Hold
you
it
paint
by.
those things, it seals in the breathability and you kind of actually hurt it.
Yeah, well, there was nothing hardly left up there. That was
Yeah.
our issue.
And if you also think for 30 years, it only cost $1,300 or $1,500 or whatever the number was, I think you got your money's worth.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, like I said, you
And
guys
for
gotta,
historical purposes, from the peanut gallery, I think the shingle would be nicer. For historical purposes.
again, I think I mentioned that.
Yes, I agree.
It's like historic square.
That's right.
Okay, if no one has anything else, we're going to executive. I need Tommy and Ed.
Good motion.
I need both of you guys for executive.
7:48.